Alright, guys, the quarterfinal lineup in Roma is officially complete, with the two quarterfinals from the top half of the draw now being set for tomorrow. I have already predicted the result of the first of the quarterfinals from the bottom half of the draw. My first prediction, Alcaraz versus Draper, where I said that Alcaraz would win in straight sets, already came true just now. He won 6-4, 6-4. And the Zverev versus Musetti match will be played later today. I said that Zverev would win in 3 sets. So now I will predict the quarterfinal matches from the top half of the draw, starting from the very top. The top seed, Jannik Sinner, will be taking on the 6th seed, Casper Ruud, who just defeated Jaume Munar in straight sets in the 4th round. Sinner and Ruud have faced 3 times. The head-to-head is 3-love for Sinner. Ruud has never won a single set against him. Sinner has won 6 sets in a row, but all of these meetings have been on indoor hard courts, so they have never played on another surface, and they have never played on clay, which is Ruud's best surface, maybe even Sinner's worst surface, but he is not bad on any surface. So Sinner, he defeated Francisco Cerundolo in straight sets, who people thought was going to be a test for him. It was a little test, I guess. It was not super easy, but I knew that Sinner was going to win, and he did win in straight sets. And people are like, oh, this guy hasn't been here for 3 months, and now he's beating the informed clay court players. Sure, you can say that's impressive, but I don't really know why anybody is surprised that Sinner is not having any trouble readjusting to the tour. The guy is literally a bot, for crying out loud. Do you really think that he's going to have a hard time resuming playing tennis matches after 3 months? It is not like he was injured. He literally just had 3 months to do whatever he wanted and to practice. So it's not like he's going to come back and forget how to play. He has basically been like he never left, which is pretty much exactly what I expected. So it is not surprising at all, especially with the fact that Sinner is literally a bot. He doesn't have emotions. So whenever people talk about like, oh, he's nervous with the crowd, nervous with the doping, no, he does not get nervous. That doesn't affect him anymore. The guy doesn't have emotions, so you're not going to get into the head of Jannik Sinner. Okay, so whenever people saying that maybe he's nervous with the crowd getting to him, no, it's not. He does not have emotions, so that simply doesn't apply to him. And no one is able to get in his head. So forget that. And that's part of the reason why he's so good, is his mentality is so strong that he cannot really be affected by things mentally. So he defeated Cerundolo in straight sets. 66% first serves in. That is pretty good. He usually serves a bit lower than that, but that was a pretty good number from him. He hit 17 winners and 30 unforced errors. So he actually did 13 more unforced errors than winners. So that is not really that great from Jannik Sinner. But Cerundolo, he hit 29 winners and 53 unforced errors. So he did 24 more unforced errors than winners. And the problem with Cerundolo, as we all know, why he cannot beat top players that are not Zverev or de Minaur, is that he plays terribly on big points. Again, he had 8 break points. He converted only 2 of them. Sinner was actually not that good on break points either, 3 out of 12, but he is still more clutch in general, and more clutch in the tiebreak, the first set tiebreak, which he won 7 points to 2. So Cerundolo is just terrible on big points, and he really needs to fix this problem if he wants to ever get better than he currently is, because he's just going to stay at that kind of top 20 level if he can't play well on big points, which he always seems to struggle with, and is very frustrating to watch because he will just get break point after break point and just make an unforced error on all of them for no reason at all. So Sinner won that in straight sets. Ruud, he just defeated Munar today in straight sets because the match got delayed. It was supposed to be played yesterday, but it was played as the first match today. So Ruud, he served 59% first serves in. That is too low. He will need to get that higher if he wants to have a chance against Sinner. He hit 19 winners and 22 unforced errors, so he did 3 more unforced errors than winners. So that is not that good either. It was technically better than Sinner, but he will still need to do better than that if he wants to have a chance against Sinner. So a lot of people are saying that Ruud, since he is a good clay court player, and since he just won Madrid, and he is in form, that they think that he will have a chance against Sinner. Yeah, he will have a chance to take one set. I just do not see Ruud winning this with the difference in his backhand being so comparatively weak. And when you have a player like Sinner who can hit hard on both the forehand and backhand, that will be too much of a weakness for Ruud. And Ruud, he actually defends a fair amount of the time, but Sinner will just be able to get on top of him with his superior aggressive game. So I think Sinner will win this, but Ruud, he could maybe take a set because he is in very good form, and he is technically a better clay court player by acclamation than Sinner at this point in his career. So I will give him one set, but I don't think Sinner will lose this. So I think that Sinner will win in 3 sets, if he even loses a set. Then we have the second quarterfinal from the top half of the draw, the lowest ranked quarterfinal, but everybody here is seeded actually. So this quarterfinal is the 11th seed Tommy Paul taking on the 30th seed Hurkacz, who has been coming back from out of nowhere, I guess. I guess he did a little bit in Rotterdam this year. Hurkacz, who defeated Jakub Mensik in 3 sets, 7-6, 4-6, 7-6. It was like the score that Mensik defeated Fritz in the semifinals of Miami, I believe. He didn't break Mensik's serve a single time, but he won the match. It was actually quite impressive because in that final set tiebreak, and we know he won 2 tiebreaks against Mensik, who has been shown to be a beast in tiebreaks this year. But what was also impressive was that in the final set tiebreak, Hurkacz was down 3-love in that final set tiebreak, and he somehow came back to win that 7-5. I don't know how he did it, because I saw some of it on the TV. I was looking at it 1 sec, and they were like, oh, Mensik's up 3-love, and then they were showing another match at the same time, like the Sinner match or something like that. And then they came back to it in 5 minutes, and it was like match point Hurkacz 6-5. And I was like, whoa, how did that happen? But credit to him for pulling out that impressive win. 65% first serves in from Hurkacz, that is good. He hit 38 winners and 48 unforced errors. So he actually did 10 more unforced errors than winners, so that is not that good. But Mensik, he hit 38 winners and 53 unforced errors. So he did 15 more unforced errors than winners, even though he did the same number of winners as Hurkacz. So Hurkacz didn't actually play that well, in my opinion, but he just edged out Mensik. He played solidly, we'll say that. He played solidly. Paul, on the other hand, he came through Deminor, which was surprising, because he had a love 5 head-to-head against Deminor, but he finally defeated him this time. He served 58% first serves in. That is a little too low. You will want to get that higher against Hurkacz. And he actually did 9 winners and 33 unforced errors. So he did 24 more unforced errors than winners. That is actually pretty bad. But Deminor, he did even worse. He did 10 winners and 49 unforced errors. So he did 39 more unforced errors than winners. So this was a very scrappy performance from both of them. But I guess you can expect that because these guys, they kind of just run down everything. So you can't really hit winners against them. And they're not known for hitting super hard themselves, so they don't do a lot of winners themselves. So I guess these numbers make sense if you look at it like that. The head-to-head between Hurkacz and Paul is 2-1 to Tommy Paul. 1-love on clay. They actually faced each other. Their one meeting on clay, which Paul won in 3 close sets, was actually here in Rome last year in the exact same stage in the quarterfinals. So this is an exact rematch of the Rome quarterfinal from last year, where Paul won in 3 sets. What do I think will happen this time? I think that Paul will win in straight sets this time. Even though he was pretty scrappy in his match, they were both scrappy, but I think that Paul's just getting a lot of returns back into play against a big server like Hurkacz can make the difference here. So once again, I think that Sinner will defeat Ruud in 3 sets, and Paul will defeat Hurkacz in straight sets. And I think we will have a semi-final from the top half of the draw, between top seed Jannik Sinner and the 11th seed Tommy Paul. And once again, from the bottom half of the draw, I thought that it would be Alcaraz versus Zverev. Alcaraz is now awaiting the winner of Zverev and Musetti in that semi-final. I think that it will be Zverev. So I think the semi-finals will be Sinner versus Paul and Alcaraz versus Zverev.